Eagle Nation, hello and welcome to this edition of the Coach's Corner. My name's Maggie Tyler, joined with head men's soccer coach John Murphy. Talk a little bit about his previous season. Coach, talk me through your 2017 season and how you think it went.
Well, anytime your season doesn't end with a championship, there's always a little bit of a disappointment. But I think with some time that I've had a chance to step away from it, I think we made some positive steps forward as a program. And a lot of times you hear that rhetoric from a coach. But I really do believe that's happened. We increased our win total. We had our first winning season since, I think, 2009 or 2004, actually. So I think there's some growth there. We increased our shutouts. We put a much more difficult schedule this year. And I think we competed very well within the top teams within the region. A couple of them went on to compete very well nationally.
So, Coach, we haven't talked since before the Sun Belt tournament. What did you see from your team during tournament time?
Yeah, I think you saw a team that had quality, had a lot of fight to it, and probably just came up short a little bit with some experience, which is to be expected, and just trying to find a way to win, which, unfortunately for Georgia State, with such a senior-driven team, they're always going to have a little bit of an edge over our younger guys like that. So in the short term, it hurt, but in the long term, I think the lessons that we learned, particularly from this year's tournament, but even last year's as well, is going to put us in a good position next year when we host the Sun Belt Championship.
So you talked a little bit about it, but you're losing a pretty good group of guys in the senior class. What kind of depth are you returning next year?
Yeah, we're going to miss our seniors, and we appreciate every single one of them. And anyone that was available to play in that last game was on the pitch when the final whistle blew, and then that was really a gesture on our part to thank them for everything that they did. So I think their contribution to the program, certainly during their time while they were here, and certainly going into the future for future successes, we appreciate all of them. That's Nick and Adam, Chase, Thor, and Blake. So we appreciate everything they did. In regards to what we're bringing back most of the team, so I think we're going to be very strong. I think there's going to be some areas that we need to strengthen a little bit, but in regards to the group that really led us through the season, most of them are back, and that's a good sign.
So, Coach, year two for you, was there anything big that you focused on or learned from year one to year two?
Yeah, I think it's harder to coach in year two. In year one, I don't think neither side had any time to really adapt. I think I adapted just with the players that was there, and the players obviously had to follow what I wanted them to do. And I think in year two, the relationships take more time to grow, and there's more complexity to them. So I think I learned a lot from the kids, and hopefully they learned from me as well. But I think moving forward, it's gonna bode better for our program. And I tell the kids all the time, I'm old enough to know what I want, but at the same time too, I'm not that old to not learn from things. So I think it was a good year for me as well, and still very happy to be here. The resources and the manpower that we have here is phenomenal, and I think the future is going to be very bright.
All right, and last question, what's next for the team coming up in the offseason?
Yeah, I think what they have to do is on their own, they really need to get after it a little bit with their workouts. If you're going to be a Division I athlete at this day and age, it has to be a lifestyle decision. So that's something that they need to be able to do during the off season. Obviously, focus on their academics up and through finals, and then they have to get themselves ready for the spring. And the spring's a great time for us. It's a great time to learn, and we use our scrimmage dates very, very well, and we try and see if we can get professional opposition as we did last spring. And without the Germany trip, we can only do that once every 4 years. It actually took up a lot of our concentration in the preparation for that. So I'm looking forward to actually just getting ready for training sessions and getting the group better.
Coach, thanks for talking with me.
Thank you.
All right, Eagle Nation, make sure to tune in to True Blue TV for more editions of the Coach's Corner.